All right, guys, so area of triangles. You guys have done area before, like way back in geometry, probably even before then. You don't have to write this part down.
Are we on page where we started writing at the start of the page?
We are on this page. Okay, so let's say this is your triangle. Do you guys remember area equals 1/2 base times height? You don't have to write this down. This is something I think you know, right? Okay. If I know A, B, C, side A, side B, side C. Like, I don't actually know the height yet, do I? Of this triangle, like it's not anything that's labeled. Because do we remember that height has to be that perpendicular distance to a side? Okay. Like none of the sides of this triangle are the height. We get that? Okay. So if I wanted to find the area based on the triangle I have drawn, 1/2. Guys, what side looks like the base in my triangle? B. Okay. Now, height. If I'm trying to figure out H, let's go over to the side here. So if I'm looking at this part of it, think about for, you guys know we're going to review SOHCAHTOA again, but how would I find the height of this? What could I set up? Great question. What if I said start with sine of A? What would you tell me that is equal to? We can only use SOHCAHTOA in right triangles. So look at that green right triangle right there. What? Over? Guys, how do we do SOHCAHTOA? What is? Okay. Opposite over hypotenuse, right? So isn't the opposite of A here H? And what's the hypotenuse? C. Okay. You with me there? We know SOHCAHTOA, right? How do I solve that equation for H? How do I get H by itself? Yeah, so do we agree that C times the sine of angle A is equal to the height? Okay, so let me plug that into our little equation over here. Okay, look at that formula. And then look at, let's see, we had angle A, right? Look at that formula. Okay, we just derived that formula. It comes from your old area formula for a triangle, but rather than having to do it all in pieces and plug it in, you can just use these formulas. So if you know angle A, side B, and side C, that's the formula you should use. If you know angle C, side A and side B, do you guys see how the sides are not matching with the angle that you know? Okay, so any of these formulas work depending on what you are given. Now you could certainly go through the whole process of the old way of finding the area. It is just much longer. Okay, so these are like shortcuts for you. All right, so that works when you have one angle and two sides and nothing matches here. Okay. All right. Second situation is if you know all three sides. We're not going to derive this formula, don't worry. If you know all three sides, this is the area formula. This is written down for you in your packet. Area equals the square root of S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. That's lovely, isn't it? That's Heron's formula. S is the semi-perimeter. Guys, what's a semicircle? So does it make sense that the semi-perimeter is half the perimeter? Okay. No, so you would literally, like, let's say your perimeter ended up being 30, okay? Then S is going to be 15. When you go through the formula, you would plug in 15 minus, like, anywhere there's an S. You see it? Okay. I don't want to work through the examples that are already written out for you on this page, so go ahead and turn the page for me so we can do a couple of examples. We'll be flipping back and forth to formulas, that's okay. All right, so let's look at number 1 on this area practice. Okay, you're given angle C, side A, and side B. Do you think we should use the first set of formulas or the one with all the S's? First set, good. Let's write that formula. I'm using the one that has angle C in it, so it's going to be 1/2 A times B times sine of C. Guys, the more times you write the formulas, the better you know them, the quicker you know them. All right, so we're just plugging it in. We are doing 1/2 times 11 times 27 times sine of 52 degrees. What mode do you think you should be in? Degree, yes. And just key it in all at once. We don't have any units, so we don't have to worry about that. If I wanted to round to 3 decimal places, what are you going to tell me? I hear 117 point. Yes, good.
Why do you keep starting instead of cosine?
So think about how I found height. Did I use sine or cosine? And Will, if you look at the formula, like that's us deriving the formula, and then in the actual formula, do it, see how it's sine every time. There we go. All right. Make sure you're in degree mode. Oh, did you just mixed it? What'd you key in? Oh, okay. So that's where you go. Issues on 1. Pretty straightforward. Here are numbers. Plug them in. Okay, we can do that, right? Okay, number 2. So which one do you think we want? The one with, the one with all the S's in it, right? Okay, so the first thing we have to do is find S. Half the perimeter. So I add up all the sides and I divide by 2. Did you get 26 for S? Not yet. All right, guys, then write the formula for me. Big square root S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. Just be careful keying it in. Make sure you're taking the square root of this entire thing. And then tell me what you get, or if you have issues, or anything going on with this. I see an issue. Yeah, try it. S minus C is negative. What do you think, guys? Can we have an imaginary area? Probably doesn't seem very useful. Yeah. Okay, so back to geometry, which I know. promise you can remember. Do you remember rules about the side lengths of triangles?
Yeah, they have to be like greater than something.
Greater than something, yes. The two shorter sides, when you add them together, have to be greater than the long side. Yeah, is 10 plus 12 bigger than
So
30?
it's not a triangle.
It is not a triangle, so you don't have to actually do any of this. You did it for nothing. Okay, not a triangle. Okay. So let's try that again on number 3. Do you think this one's a triangle? Yeah, looks a little more promising. So again, start by finding S. And think about your formula here. What are you getting for S? Good. S is 28. Three decimal places again. What are we getting, guys? Yes, 94.657. All right, guys, if you are not getting that, let me know. We're not getting along with our calculators. We gotta fix that. Okay? Okay. Are we all right with area? Okay, let's move on to 28 then. It's areas, just plug in, know which formula you're using. That's it right now, okay? All right, so go ahead and turn the page. Let's find your 28 notes.
Just delay it.
Yeah.